Good evening, welcome to Voices of British Orthodoxy. We have, I think we have 4 entries that we'll actually read out, but I will at the very least mention the 5th one, which is included only on this, and if he has a Troparion, yeah, I'll put it in. He's only on the Celtic Saint site though. I don't know why he didn't pop up in the group chat or the thingy. Our first entry of the day is St Conwall, also known as Conwall, and he is from the 7th century. An Irish priest, St Conwall went to Scotland where he became a disciple of St Kentigern Mungo, who we will commemorate on the 13th of January, and worked to spread the gospel. He reposed circa AD 630. His group chat entry is St Conwall, born in Ireland. He was a disciple of St Kentigern and preached in Scotland. And then in brackets it has C.630 AD. Forgive me. Our next saint is Saint Machan, and the book says his date is unknown, but the entry says well, the entry in the group chat says 6th century, but the book entry is as follows. A Scot who trained in Ireland before going to Rome, St. Machan was consecrated bishop, and then returned to his native land. Aside from an entry in the Aberdeen Breviary alluding to his miracles, nothing certain is known of his life. The group chat entry, on the other hand, says, St. Machan, disciple of St. Cadach, born in Scotland, he became a monk in Ireland. And I have just remembered, St. Conwall has, do forgive me, has this Troparion in tone 8, which I will read for you now before continuing. Do forgive this mistake. Troparion of St Conwall in tone 8. Taken to heart Christ's holy command that it preach his gospel to the nation of the Picts. O Father Conwall, setting us a laudable example, pray that we may be granted strength also to witness for Christ until our last breath, that having lived only for him, we may be made worthy to enter his kingdom. Okay, St. Machan doesn't have thingy. Okay. St Lioba does not actually have a Troparion, but she has an icon. But we are not going to cover her just yet. Our next saint is St. Teta, and she is from the 8th century. St. Teta was an abbess of Winbourne in Dorset, England, and a friend of St. Boniface, who we commemorate back on the 5th of June. St. Teta sent nuns from Winbourne to support St. Boniface in his evangelization of the Germans. St. Teta reposed in the second half of the 8th century AD, and many miracles were attributed to her intercession. Her group chat entry is St. Teta, Abbess of Winbourne in Dorset. She helped St. Boniface, the English enlightener of Germany, by sending him nuns from her 500-strong covenant, among whom were Saints Lioba and Thecla, to aid St. Boniface in his missionary work in Germany. C.772 in brackets. Our next saint of the day, and I'm going to only choose to read the entry from the of the saint in the group chat. Saint Lioba, also known as Leogif, abbess of Paberbischofsheim, English missionary to Germany, C.781 in brackets. A relative of St. Boniface, St. Lioba became a nun at Winbourne in 748 AD. At the request of St. Boniface, she left England for Germany together with a group of nuns and became abbess of Bischofsheim. She was greatly loved by her nuns. St Lioba's convents were one of the most important factors in the conversion of Germany. Her icon is here. This was the best version I had, and I guess it's from eBay. I want to see if she has a Troparion, though, before we do, at the very least, acknowledge the 5th entry. I guess it'll be 5 entries for today, but I'm probably not going to read it. Huh. I guess it doesn't have Troparion. That's odd. Interesting. Troparion. Show results with Troparion. Okay, never mind. She does not have a Troparion. Anyway, and I guess the other entry is Saint Teta. Is Saint Cynic Magdara. I feel like he's already came up, but yeah. If you want, you can read through this. I don't want to randomly start, you know, acknowledging the saints in here. Well, you know what I mean. I don't want to randomly start, you know, like, now I'm going to use this extra source. But since this source has proved very useful, I will at the very least use it for the Troparions. So today there is one Troparion which belongs to St Conwall, and I will acknowledge those. I will acknowledge at the very least the entries in this. And when I do a grand total, I will probably, I might, once I'm done with all of the you know, entries, do a separate series where I, you know, read the lives of this, at the very least show the lives of the saints as according to the Celtic Saints site. And then, I don't know, maybe once we're done with that, we'll do like a overall, this is actually how many entries we have overall. Probably breaking it down by month, because that would make my life a lot easier. Anyway, may those 5 saints intercede for us before the righteous judge. I hope you all had a very wonderful day. In the book and on this website, there doesn't seem to be any saints tomorrow, so depending on what I think of, I might do a special, maybe to promote the Casgroot Lodge icon coming to St Lazar's, since it is technically relevant to British Orthodoxy. God bless you all. I've been Rita Lazar, and Amen. Also, don't forget to go to a Divine Liturgy tomorrow.